family, friends, and being with people I love is really the best for me. I mean, I'm going to be traveling a lot, so I'm really looking forward to just relaxing. Um, for the moment, it looks like I'll be in Miami, and at least it'll be nice and warm. And I have friends that have their yacht that they want to take it out on the intercoastal. So far, that's my plan, and just enjoying some sun and warmth, and I'll be just getting off, my Christmas tour, and getting stoked for Boston and Foxwoods Casino. I'm doing as well, and then some Valentine's Day shows at 54 Below in February.
You're right back to where it all began.
Exactly.
Do you have a high of like, as we close out the year, like is the high of 2022 just that you are now back on the road, like full time, more or less?
Well, a lot to be high about. I've got my tour, which is working really well, and I'm working on Australia now and London. So I'm super excited about an international tour. We just got, Canada. I just played Toronto and Vancouver last spring. I can't believe it's going to be spring again soon. I can't believe it's even the holidays right now. But so a lot to look forward to. They just announced the kind of show with Sonja and I at BravoCon, which is coming out in the spring. So a lot of really exciting things, and also the legacy show. So a lot of things on my plate, and making a new batch of Fose.
Making a new batch of Fose. And yes, they did announce Welcome to Crappy Lake at BravoCon with you and Sonja. Like, what was that experience like filming that in a town less than 7,000?
Amazing. And I think a lot of the guys were just as stunned because nobody really knew about this new show. We filmed it last summer, and it's going to be coming out in April, and we're just super excited because it's a comedy. It has nothing to do with housewives. And it'll be a totally different kind of medium for me to work in with Sonja, and comedy. And they're comparing it to The Simple Life, but it's really kind of a different version of The Simple Life. Not even, but that's what they're comparing it to. But we had a lot of fun. It's going to be super funny, and so I'm excited for the fans to see that show.
Well, you are a countess, you're a woman of the world. Like what did you learn about yourself in, spending time in this town that has less than 7,000 people?
Yeah. Well, listen, I grew up in a small town, and so did Sonja. And, listen, our lives have changed a lot since then. And, we've lived all over, and we have a certain lifestyle in New York City. And so to go back into a small town was really interesting. I mean, I feel like I can hang with the best of them, and I can hang with everyday people. And that's, I have a big family, and they're just all really cool, laid back, normal people, let's call it, who aren't reality TV stars. And so, I loved it. We really connected with the locals, and you'll see a totally different side of Sonja and I in the show, and it's very comical. So it's a good time, and I'm super super stoked about that, and for people to see me in a different light.
Did you learn anything about Sonja? I mean, you've worked with her for all these years on RHONY. Like, did you learn anything? Do you know it was just you and Sonja, like you said this time?
After 13 years of Housewives, I don't know if there's anything more to learn about. Well, I mean, one of the things I learned is that she really likes to spend time alone. She's a bit of a recluse when it comes to when she's not filming. She likes to really just stay at home, and she I don't know if you remember that one episode. We were at her house, and we were painting her outdoor furniture, and we put on these painting outfits. And that's really Sonja. She's a homebody. She loves to be at home. She's very loves to be the hostess, and loves to entertain, and loves to be at home. And so you're gonna see some of that on the show, and a lot of other really interesting stuff.
Which of your former RHONY castmates do you think would have had the hardest time adjusting to this rural town?
I think probably Ramona would not have been so happy with the accommodations. Well, you know how she is. I mean, even in the best hotels, she's expecting people to hang up her clothes. Well, that was not happening.
She brought an air conditioner to Bluestone Manor, so I mean, anything
I
is possible. Speaking of Ramona, what is your reaction to her statement? You know, that she is done, she's quit Legacy, she does not want anything to do with the show. She says it's not for her. Like, are you shocked? Like, what's your reaction to this announcement?
Well, listen, I think that Ramona's been on the show since the beginning, like I have, and I think that I think she's living her best life. I think she's got a new boyfriend. I think that she's turning the page on a chapter. And I'm interested, I'm happy for her, and I'm happy that she's on to this next phase of her life, and I hope it's a great one, and I hope um that she's happy with her decision.
What about, so many fans say, good riddance, don't let the door hit you on the way out. We've more than had enough. And then a lot of other fans are saying, like, we cannot have a Legacy show without Ramona. How do you feel about these two camps?
Well, maybe we'll see Ramona on Legacy. Maybe she'll surprise us. Who knows? Ramona's always good for a surprise. So I don't know if the door is closed. I think the door has swung the other direction. I'm not sure if it's closed yet.
Well, I hope not. And what about, I mean, listen, we're all going to watch regardless. What do you think about, there's a lot of fans out there that are like, BS Ramona, like you didn't quit, like Bravo wasn't going to ask you to be a part of this anyway. So let's just be honest. Like, what do you feel about this? Because there is a lot of that going around the internet.
Well, listen, I feel like a lot of the housewives, when they don't get called back, it's I quit. I don't know exactly what happened, let's say. So whether she quit, they let her go, I don't know, but I know that she's not coming back. And so what's the difference?
That's true. And before we move on from Ramona, because I think we've talked about her enough, whether she's part of this show or not, I mean, how do you feel about, she does this interview and she calls it a legacy loser? Like, that's not very nice, is it?
It's not very nice. And I feel like, it's typical Ramona, when she gets backed into a corner, she retaliates and starts, throwing punches. And I just think it's always better to go out on a high note. And it's like Bethenny, she did the show and now she's doing a podcast about the housewives. Be cool, don't be like all uncool.
Be cool, don't be all uncool.